Remember me, I'm the one that's back from over. Time's gone by and I'm still so far from over.
Check, check. All right. Sorry, guys. Just getting this headset on. All right, so you can close your eyes if that feels right. You don't have to close your eyes when you meditate. It helps kind of ease that barrier between your inside and outside world. Oh, yes.
So long, I waited so long. Now you don't see the skies that I do, my son.
And beginning your practice here with your breath. Low belly in and out through the nose. Feel like every breath is getting a little deeper than the last. Your goals when you breathe are length and depth. So you're making each breath long, each breath count. And then you're trying to get deep. So every breath is like a little bit deeper than the last. I'm a very intention-based teacher, so I love to encourage you to set a personal goal or intention for your practice, whatever that looks like for you today. Whatever you showed up to take care of, you can put that at the forefront now. It can be anything. It can be something you're always working towards, something new today. And if you don't have an intention, I typically bring one to the class. Change it every week. This week's intention is about fear. A reminder that fear always precedes expansion. The only time life has the opportunity to surprise us is in the unknown. It will never happen in the known. So keep seeking the unknown in tiny steps, bold leaps, and everything in between. If you feel uncomfortable, you've arrived. Comfort is the known, discomfort is the unknown, and it's also the doorway to everything you're looking for. Thanks, Jordan. Sorry guys, I didn't know how to turn the fans off. Still new here. Been teaching for 13 years, but new here. You got 2 more breaths here. The goal is to take your piece with you. So whatever you need to do, whatever adjustment you need to make to bring it with you, do that now. Any commitments? All right, let's meet in a tabletop position, coming forward, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. We'll begin today with a few cat and cows. On your inhale, you can look up, a little back bend. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest. Inhale again to look up, spread through the chest, strong upper back. And then exhale to tuck the tail. Let's do 2 more each way. Breathe in and look up. Breathe out and look down and in. 1 more round. Inhale. And exhale. All right, neutral spine, strong core. We'll begin building out our first sequence today. So bring your right knee to your nose for a modified core plank. These easier core exercises are designed to help you just find your core, like squeeze your core like it's the only muscle you have. The big core exercises are when we really want to find our core, but it kind of starts here. So squeeze your core, less from the leg, more from the core. Now you kind of kickstand that right foot back. We'll open up to modified half moon. So you got lots of options here. One thing about my classes is I really like to give options. So you can take gate pose if you want a side stretch, extending the right arm forward. You can bring your right heel to your bum for a quad stretch. You got about 2 more breaths wherever you decide to go. Breath takes you deeper. From wherever you are, take 1 more inhale, maybe expanding it long. Taking this to eye or thread the needle, right hand behind the left wrist. So your right side of the face is going to come down. Your left hand can walk forward, and then behind you, kind of like off where you can't see it. Your hips are going to try to sway to the left here. Can you give them a tug to the right? That's your lower body trying to twist with your upper body, which we want to avoid if we can. We'll stay here for 1 more inhalation to expand the spine before we untwist, and then exhale through your tabletop, and you'll sit to your heels. So that'll be all on the exhale, and then right hand to your heel, left arm up. Let's take your half camel. So lots of options here. You can untuck the toes for a smaller platform and a deeper back bend. You can also reach for the floor. Your right hand can be at your hip. Camel's great because it's really just whatever you want to make it. It can be really gentle to start. Left arm is reaching high, but the shoulder tugs down. We'll take 1 more big breath in at the top as you are. Exhale to to child's pose. Just take 1 breath here. It's always great to counter back bends with a fold if you can. And then we'll come forward to tabletop and do that all on the other side. So we start with left knee to nose, modified core plank, or low core plank. This is where you're finding your core, so that when you're in those bigger core exercises today, you're using your primary muscle. Extend your left leg back behind you, open up to the left side. So you got modified half moon. It's kind of like the pose that I instructed. But you can take this into gate. If you want the left foot down, you can reach the left arm forward. Option for that quad stretch, anything you're feeling. One more big inhale at the top. You can release and expand if you have a bind. And then eye of the needle or thread the needle on your exhale. So left knee comes down, left hand behind the right wrist. You can walk the right hand forward and then off behind you towards the door to the parking lot. When I say behind you, good. Keeping the pelvis square and just sort of letting your chest hang here. Really let go. So we always inhale before we twist, gives us that expansion in the spine. So you be here for your inhalation. And then on the exhale, move through tabletop and sit to your heels. Left hand down, right arm up, half camel. So whatever side we're on, in this case it's the left, that's the hand that will be down. Big breath in here as you are. Exhale to child's pose. All right, let's come forward to tabletop. We'll flow through our first sequence today. Stay here on your inhale. Exhale, right knee to nose, modified core plank. Open up to the right on your inhalation. There's slow breaths, so you do have time for any variation you'd like. And then exhale is eye of the needle. We will be here for an extra inhale so we can twist deeper and expand before we untwist. So on this exhale, come through your tabletop and sit to your heels, all on that breath. And then inhale to your back bend, right hand down, left arm up. Exhale to child's pose, just for 1 breath, just the exhale. And then inhale, tabletop. Exhale, left knee to nose. Open up to the left on your inhalation. Eye of the needle or thread the needle on the exhale. Walk your right hand forward. We stay here for the inhalation. And then exhale through table and sit to your heels. Left hand down, right arm up, big breath in. Push the hips forward. And then child's pose on your exhalation. We do that one more time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, right knee to nose, core plank. Open up to the right, modified half moon. Breathe in. Exhale, thread the needle. Stay here for your inhale. Tabletop on your exhale and sit to your heels. Right hand down, left arm up, breathe in. Exhale, child's pose. Tabletop is on your inhale. One more side to go. Exhale, left knee to nose. Open up to the left, modified half moon, any variation. Eye of the needle or thread the needle on the exhale. We stay here for the inhale, space to dive deep. Exhale through table and sit to your heels. Left hand down, right arm up, breathe in. Child's pose to finish off on your exhale. This time, tabletop on your inhale and your first downward facing dog on your exhalation. One of my favorite cues in downward dog or forward fold is that straightening your spine is your first priority, straightening your legs is your last priority. So especially as you start, you can take a generous bend in the knees. You kind of want to tilt the tailbone up, and then that gives your spine that space to lengthen. Push through the fingers as well instead of sinking into the wrist joint. So feel strong in your base. Strong, not sinking. Let's walk, jump, or float to the top of your mat. Half lift and breathe in. Exhale and fold. Take a hip distance apart stance. I'm going to cue just ragdoll, so grabbing opposite elbows, but you can take whatever variation here that suits you in this moment. And when I give those options for variations, try to always choose the one that you need instead of the one that you want. You'll want to bend the knees enough so the lower belly is touching the upper thighs. Once you have that connection, that means your spine is straight. If you lose that connection, it means your spine is starting to round. It's like, think about a Barbie that folds at the hip joint. That's where we want to fold. You wouldn't try to bend the Barbie at like the middle of the spine, right? That's not where it's designed to fold. Your body's the exact same. We're all Barbies here. You can release your hands to the ground. On your inhalation, rise and reach all the way up. We're basically doing a really slow first sun salutation. On your exhale, either hands to heart or to your sides. And then inhale to reach up once again. Long, straight spine as you fold. So even as you hinge at the hips here and fold, make sure your spine is straight. So you got to bend the knees as much as you need to. Half lift on your inhalation and exhale to plank. So we got a couple deep breaths here. Every pose we haven't done before, we do a little slower. Lets you build your alignment, find your resistance point. Just see where you stand today. Shoulders draw away from the ears and elbow creases wrap forward. I love those two cues because those get you out of your chest and your shoulders and get you more into your core. That's what we're here for in this pose, is for the core. Be here and breathe in. Be here and breathe out. One more inhalation like this, and exhale to tabletop. So we'll slow down our first chaturanga as well. The most important cue in your chaturanga is that your shoulders are away from the ears. You never want to let the shoulders creep up like so. This pose isn't designed for the shoulders, so you don't really want to be dumping into them. And then the second thing I like to focus on is getting to that place of feeling like you're going to fall forward. So instead of being here where it's really easy, try to get here. You can see my body language change as soon as I get there. This is where chaturanga lives. This is where your arm balances, your handstands, all that stuff. It's like the weight comes out of your wrists and into your fingers. So it's not here, it's here. So we'll do one together, shoulders back, start in your table. Shift forward with the arms straight and hold there. So shoulders, look at them, they should be past your wrists, and your elbows should be slightly past your wrists, but the shoulders should be way past your wrists. Now the trick here is hold here. You should have no weight in your wrists because the hands are so strong. Don't think down. As you bend, think more forward so the elbows don't slide back. And then from there, you can go to your upward facing dog. We'll take a couple breaths here. This is kind of your first really big back bend today. It's a little bigger than half camel. Lifting the sternum and letting the hips sink for one more breath in. And then exhale to your downward facing dog. We'll move on to some traditional sun salutation A's. Every float is your opportunity to play with your handstands, whether you're floating forward or back, and every vinyasa is optional. Take a look forward, walk, jump or float. Half lift and inhale, exhale and fold. Breathe in and rise and reach up. Exhale, hands to heart or to the sides. Inhale and reach up once again. Long spine as you fold and exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Vinyasa or down dog or anything in between. Just a side note, I sometimes change the order of my songs on my phone. I'm not texting ever in a class. I miss the days of iPods when you just knew that you weren't texting on your phone. But in case you see me on my phone, I'm just adjusting the music. All right, walk, jump, or float. Half lift and inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale and rise. Hands to heart center or to your sides, whatever you prefer. Inhale to reach up or both. And exhale, long spine as you fold. Halfway lift, vinyasa or down dog or anything in between. Remember those shoulders back, elbows forward. Breath is deep, mind is calm, core is always strong. We got two more sun A's. Walk, jump, or float. Inhale to lift half. Exhale and fold. Inhale and rise. Hands to heart center on your exhalation or to the sides or both. And inhale to reach up. Fold and exhale. Halfway lift. Plant the palms, step back. Table, plank, vinyasa, down dog, right to your chaturanga, whatever serves you right now. Last sun A to conclude this series, walk, jump, or float. Halfway lift and inhale, exhale and fold. Breathe in and rise. Hands to heart center and exhale. Reach up one final time, big breath in. Take the space forward and fold on your exhale. Halfway lift, vinyasa, down dog, anything in between. Couple breaths here. Move on to our next sequence for today. Take a big breath in through the nose, through the mouth, sigh it out, and then inhale the right leg high. You can keep the hips square or bend the knee, stack the hip, or flip your dog. We'll meet in a core plank, right knee to your nose, shoulders over the wrists. So we haven't been in a traditional core plank yet. Less from the leg, more from the core. Shoulders back, elbow creases forward. Take a step lightly between the hands, so try to do it without swinging if you can. Couple breaths in your runner's lunge, it's kind of like your foundation. Right hip tugs back and left hip tugs forward. I like back heel on the toes. I call this a lazy lunge when you're back here. As long as you're not here, you're good. So if you're here, that's probably okay because you're not sinking into the ankle. And then we'll come all the way up to traditional crescent lunge. Once you get there, scoop the tailbone under. Try to get the spine long. You can take the bend into the back knee if you need to help do that, rather than like forcing the leg straight and then having a really big back bend. Try to spiral your elbow creases towards the back wall. That'll get right with your shoulders. Now we'll twist to the right with the arms open. Option to bend deeper into that back knee. So I won't cue that when we flow, but if you want that bend in the back knee, you know to take it. Reaching the arms out long. Keep your twist just like this. We'll bring the left hand to the ground, but you're light in that hand as you reach up high through the right arm as well. Your left hip's gonna try to drop and twist with your upper body. Try to resist that. Breathe in as you are. Runner's lunge on your exhale, so just bring the hand to the floor. And then take a half step forward for pyramid leg. So left foot kind of bumps forward, and then fold from here. Try to bring more weight into your back foot than your front foot. Kind of feels like someone's tugging your hips towards the back wall. I like this transition a lot because there's no momentum. It's really just like a slow, mindful transition. Lift your chest halfway. Hands can be at your heart, or you can airplane as you transition. Just roll over the toes of the left foot, warrior three. So warrior three is actually a tricky pose to get right. Left hip is always trying to lift up like so. You want to pull it down as much as possible. If you can pull it lower, pull it lower. I'll tell you if you're going too far, it almost never happens. And the spine is straight, so again, that might take a bend in the standing leg. Next posture is standing splits, hands to the ground, left leg high. If you play with handstands, you know what to do. And if you don't know what to do, lead with your seat, never your feet. So try to just get your hips to stack over your shoulders, and then your legs will just float. So that's your goal. Don't think handstand, think trying to get your bum stacked on your shoulders. This transition's a little bit tricky. You'll want to remember that your standing leg stays straight. So S and S, standing leg stays straight. As you bring your left foot to the floor, hip distance, bend the left knee and halfway lift on your inhalation. So left knee is bent, right leg is straight. And then exhale, we twist to the right. So lots of options here. Arm can reach high. You can rest it on the lower back if the shoulder's bugging you. Half bind, my favorite variation. Right hand to the inner left thigh. One more inhale here, dive as deep as you can, and forward fold on your exhalation. Halfway lift. We conclude with a vinyasa for this sequence on this side. Plant the palm, step back. You can always just hold plank as well. I really love that variation. Left leg sweeps high. Any variation you'd like. When you're dealing with like a left side, right side posture, you do want to try to match what you did on the other side if that's available. Core plank, left knee to your nose. Hold and breathe. Shoulders draw away from the ears, elbow creases wrapping forward. Tailbone tucks under. Without taking a swing, step your left foot softly between the hands, so muscle over momentum, beautiful. All right, couple breaths here in runners just to set up. So you let your hips sink, but the hips being square is more important. So right hip tucks forward, left hip tucks back, and then you let the hips sink. You will have to continuously integrate to keep the pelvis square. Come all the way up, traditional crescent. Arms up, shoulders down, tailbone scoops under to help lengthen through the spine. If you have any shoulder injuries, you can always do hands to heart. Twist to the left with the arms open. That back knee can hover if you'd like. And again, I won't cue that when we flow, or I might if I feel like I have time. But you'll know what to do if you want that back knee hovering. Right hand down, left arm up. Light in the right hand, so notice if you kind of sunk right into that hand when you had the opportunity to. Right hip stays lifting and pulls forward, so you're still squaring the hips, but then you lift the right hip as well. One more inhalation here. Exhale to runners. Step forward halfway for pyramid and halfway lift, and then fold to your pyramid on your exhalation. Hips are tugging towards the back wall. I like back foot forward in a pyramid because I like getting the pelvis square, but on an angle is totally fine, especially if that's what you're used to and that's what you feel good in your body. We'll roll over the toes of the right foot and fly for warrior 3. So really slow transition, no momentum if you can get away from it. I try to keep my transitions where they don't have any momentum. Not always possible, but as often as I can, I try to do that.
I need your loving, so fresh, so clean. Love me in and out.
Big breath in where you are. Standing splits, hands to the earth, right leg sweeps high. Again, you can play with those handstands if you want.
I'll be down. Because I love and I love and I love.
You're trying to get your bum on top of your shoulders
Because I need and I need and
instead of leading with your feet. When you're leading with your feet, your upper body stays stuck here. When you get your bum up high, that's when you start to float.
I'm on your wave right now.
Okay, so remember, standing leg stays straight. Right knee's gonna bend as you bring the foot to the floor. Hip distance stance. Inhale to the left. Take your twist.
I'm on your wave right now.
And any variation with that top arm. Try to match what you did on the other side if it's available here.
Got me leaving softly. Yeah. Love me judge, love me tender. You know your love drive me up like never. Anything you want and I'ma do whatever.
One more breath in at the top. Exhale your left hand to the ground. Can halfway lift on your inhale. Vinyasa or down dog or anything in between.
Put me in your arms and your love and your life. I'm on your wave right now. I'm on your wave right now.
2 breaths here before we make it flow. Slow, controlled breaths. Speed is not the goal. You can always go slower than I'm instructing as well. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. Alright, let's inhale, sweep the right leg high. Softly step it between the hands, runner's lunge. Come all the way up to crescent lunge, breathe in and rise. Twist to the right, optional hover. Guess I did have time to sequence that. Inhale to your revolved crescent, so left hand down, right arm up. Exhale to runners. Bump your left foot forward and halfway lift on your inhale. Really make this fold count, pyramid on your exhale. This is kind of another halfway lift. Inhale all the way to warrior 3. Any arms. And standing splits on your exhale. Standing leg is straight, left knee bends, halfway lift on your inhale. And twist to the right on your exhale. We stay here for an inhalation, any variation. And fold on your exhale. Halfway lifts, vinyasa, down dog, anything in between. So the anatomy of the breath says that you inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist or untwist. So that's why I'll typically add an extra breath when we're twisting. Inhale the left leg high. Step through softly, runner's lunge, and exhale. Crescent lunge and rise, breathe in. Twist to the left with the arms open on your exhale. Right hand down, left arm up, you're light. And then runner's lunge on your exhale. Bump your right foot halfway forward and halfway lift. And then pyramid pose and fold on your exhale. Warrior 3 and fly, breathe in. Standing splits and breathe out. Standing leg stays straight, right foot to the floor, bend the knee, breathe in and halfway lift. So this is the lengthening first, and then you twist on the exhale. You guys are ahead of me. Stay here, breathe in. And then fold on your exhalation. Halfway lift. Vinyasa, down dog, whatever serves you, that's what you do. We got one more round of that sequence before we take a little break. Modifications are to drop your knee in any time in your lunges as well. Inhale the right leg high. Step through and exhale. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Twist to the right and breathe out. Left hand down, right arm up, breathe in. Right hand to the earth on your exhale. Step your left foot halfway up, halfway lift. Fold to pyramid on your exhale. Inhale and fly, warrior 3, any arms. Standing splits on your exhalation. Right leg is straight, left knee bends as your foot comes to the floor. So you halfway lift first, and then you twist on the exhale. Twist to the right. Stay here, breathe in. And fold on your exhale. Halfway lift, vinyasa. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale to lunge through. Crescent lunge. Twist to the left and exhale. Inhale, right hand down, left arm up. Runner's lunge and exhale. Step your right foot halfway up and halfway lift. Pyramid and fold on your exhale. Warrior 3 and fly on your inhalation. Standing splits on your exhale. Left leg straight, right knee bent, foot to the floor. So we halfway lift on your inhale. And then we twist to the left on your exhale. You stay or play with a variation on your inhalation. And then fold and exhale. Halfway lift. Vinyasa, down dog, anything else that makes sense in this moment. And we'll find our child's pose. If a different posture is calling you, you can do that as well. Like reclined heroes, if you want to play with the balance. And if you don't like hands-on adjustments, you can lift one of your hands right now.
I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that death instead. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shine of your light. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that death instead. Good God, let me give you my life. Amen, amen, amen.
2 more breaths wherever you want to be. Downward dog when you're ready. Take a look forward, walk, jump, or float. Ooh, sorry. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold on your exhale. Chair pose, sit low, reach up. So big toes together, heels apart is usually how I like to cue it. Your knees are working to stack on your ankles. So you're pushing the knees back. You should be able to see your whole foot when you look down. Now bring your hands to your heart and prayer twist to the right. As soon as you do that, the left knee will try to pop forward. So that's your upper body twisting with your lower body twisting with your upper body. If that's happening, you might not even be in a twist, right? Because the hip just comes with you. No twisting going on in my spine. So left knee's got to tug back, and then you pull the left shoulder forward. This is our biggest transition for today. So we're coming to modified crescent prayer twist. It's also a mouthful. Left knee to the ground. This is a great posture because the deeper you twist, the more you get into your left hip flexor, which is really hard to typically find. So you twist deep, let the hips sink, but once again, the pelvis has to be square. So left hip, your left leg plugs into your femur here, and then you twist deeper. Alright, rest your hands to the ground. Pick up your back knee and ground your back foot. I call this like a warrior oneers lunge, and then we'll come all the way up to warrior one. You want to square the shoulders forward, but leave the hip alone. You don't have to like try to force it anywhere. Warrior one technically is like a teeny tiny twist. Big change in the pelvis for warrior two as you open up to the left. So with warrior two, you want the hips as open as possible without the right knee caving in. So if opening them fully causes this knee to cave in, then you either got to use the thigh to open it up more, or you might have to pull that hip a little forward, but try not to be too much. So we don't want to fully square forward. Now reverse your warrior. That cue is important for this pose, because if your hips are closing, then this turns into a back bend, which we don't want. It's a side stretch and side strengthener. Breathe in as you are. Wide-legged fold on your exhalation. Heels in, toes in, heels out, so slight pigeon toe. You can take a shoulder bind, you can reach for the ankles. Got a couple breaths here to take what you need. You'll have time on the other side as well. So if you're looking for an opportunity to get upside down, you can save it for the next side as well. I'll give you time on both. Oh, sorry, we're walking together. We'll finish this sequence with a few restorative postures. So square forward and drop your back knee. And then shift back to half splits. So that same cue applies here, right? Belly's touching the right thigh. As soon as it leaves, you can see here, I'm going to be bending from here. I'm actually going in the wrong direction, right? When that happens, you can see I'm going in the wrong direction. Got to pull the belly button forward, and that does take a bend in the leg there. Spine health is probably my favorite thing to focus on in yoga. It really starts with like folds, downward dog, and all that. That's how you fixed your posture for everything. So a shift forward. Let's bring the hands to the thigh. You can stay here or you can reach them up. I like hands on the thigh. Oh my God, so loud. Hands on the thigh to kind of push backwards. I know I'm a broken record, but right hip back, left hip forward. Option to reach for the back foot for a bind. You're going to go right hand, left foot. That helps you continuously square the hips. If you do left hand, left foot, your hips are going to open, which we've been trying to avoid all class. One more breath in wherever you decide to be. Exhale your hands to the floor, and we'll take pigeon. Right shin does not have to be even close to parallel to the top of the mat. In pigeon pose, same idea applies. So right hip tugs back, left hip tugs forward. Usually people open the hips because they want to get lower. So you can see my left hip is pulling back. We don't want that. If you're going to slide the back knee further back, both hips have to move. So it's not just the left one, it's both as you slide back. It does take an integration. So you are just engaging slightly, right hip back, left hip forward.
Too much.
dog, shake out the leg if you need to. Optional vinyasa here. So that's how we'll finish this sequence with a 3-legged dog and then a vinyasa. It gives you that time to shake out the leg after the pigeon. Walk, jump, or float to the top of your mat. Other side, half lift, breathe in. Exhale and fold. Chair pose, breathe in and sit low, couple breaths here. Knees pushing back, your weight is in your heels. Maybe you can lift up all 10 toes. Belly button pulls forward towards the thighs without back bending. Next exhalation takes you to a prayer twist to the left. So always that inhale first and then exhale to twist. And then we inhale to lengthen and then exhale, untwist. The right knee now is the one that will try to tug forward. Give it a tug back. Get lighter in your right foot. Slow, mindful transition. Keep your left knee behind your toes the whole time as you bring your knee to the ground. Left hip back, right hip forward, and then twist. You'll really feel that right hip flexor if you get the pelvis square. The deeper you twist, the more you get into that right hip flexor. So you get two things here, right? You get the twist, and then you get the hip flexor stretch. Runner's warrior, so hands to the ground, pick up your back knee, ground the back foot, and then come all the way up to warrior one. So just call it runner's warrior because you're not really coming on the toes of the back foot. You ground it right away and then you come up. Just a little easier to transition. Big change in the hips here as you open up to warrior two. So that right hip is no longer pulling forward like a warrior one. It only tugs slightly forward if you need to with the pelvis, or with the knee, caving inwards. You might be able to keep the hips open with some engagement in that leg though, so try that first, and then if that isn't working, then adjust the pelvis. Reverse warrior. Light in the right hand. Notice the pockets of the body that you sink into. Sit low, make it count. So you'll take a breath in here. Wide-legged fold is on an exhalation. Anything you want. Take what you need. Shoulder binds are great. Getting upside down is great. Let's square forward to runner's lunge. If you're playing, you can stay as long as you want and then drop your back knee, so like a low runner's lunge, and then draw the hips back for half splits. Forward, back to your low lunge, and then hands to the thigh first, lift up. You could stay here, or if you want to take a full expression in your back bend, you can reach the arms up. I say full expression, but this might be deeper, hands on the thigh, right? You might be able to really get deeper into the back bend by using that leverage to push deeper. Inhale here. Oh, we got our quad stretch first, sorry. Grab your back foot with your left hand if you want. You can stay here otherwise. Got 2 breaths. If it bothers the knee, don't do it. All right, hands to the ground. Pigeon pose. The weight is even from left to right as well. So notice if you're like sinking too much in the left side, that's usually where it sinks. Three-legged dog, shake it out if you need to. Vinyasa if you choose. Every single sequence we do in my classes has the flow element to it. So just like the rest of them, we're going to flow through that sequence. Breathe in, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, jump, or float on your exhale. Half lift, breathe in. Fold and exhale. Chair pose, breathe in and sit low. Prayer twist to the right and exhale. Left knee to the ground. Careful with this transition, slow and controlled. Exhale, runners, warrior. So hands to the ground, grab the back foot. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. You've done the work. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Wide-legged folds and exhale. Square forward, low runner's lunge, breathe in, lengthen the spine, and then half splits on your exhale. Inhale to your lunge, so hands to the thigh or reach them up. Option right hand, left foot for a quad stretch on your exhale. Inhale is pigeon prep, so hands to the ground, walk the foot over so that we can really exhale and settle into pigeon. Inhale, three-legged dog, sweep the right leg up high. Vinyasa or downward dog. Down dog is on an exhale. We breathe in, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, jump, or float on your exhalation. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold and exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Prayer twist left on your exhale. Right knee to the ground, modified crescent prayer twist, breathe in. And exhale, runners, warrior. Hands to the ground, pick your back knee up, ground the back foot, warrior one, breathe in. Warrior two, breathe out. Reverse, inhalation. Wide-legged fold and exhale. Square forward, drop your back knee, breathe in. Setting up for half splits on the exhale. Modified crescent, any arms on your inhalation. We always inhale to back bend and then stay or play with your quad stretch on your exhale. Pigeon prep on your inhale, hands to the ground. So slow, mindful, and then exhale, pigeon. Three-legged dog, inhale. Vinyasa or down dog or anything in between. One more round of that. Take a look forward. Walk, jump, or float. Half lift and breathe in. Exhale and fold. Chair pose on your inhale. Prayer twist right and exhale. Drop your left knee to the earth on your inhalation. Exhale, runners, warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Wide-legged folds and exhale. We square forward and drop the back knee on your inhale. Half splits on your exhale. Modified crescent with arms of your choice, hands to thigh or up. Optional quad stretch on the exhale. Inhale is pigeon prep. Exhale is pigeon. Can also stay here for an extra breath and a half instead of taking a vinyasa. Otherwise, you're taking your vinyasa, three-legged dog now. All right, we meet in downward facing. One more side to go. Walk, jump, or float. Halfway lift and fold. Chair pose. Prayer twist left on your exhale. Drop your back knee and breathe in. Exhale, runner's warrior. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse warrior two, breathe in. Wide-legged folds and exhale. Square forward, drop your back knee and half splits on the exhale. Modified crescent, arms of your choice on your inhale. Optional quad stretch on your exhale. Pigeon prep, breathe in. Pigeon and breathe out. Stay or three-legged dog to vinyasa. We will all meet in downward facing dog. So you got about 5 breaths here. You can stay in down dog. You can take child's pose. You can get upside down. Something unique about my classes is all of the sequences are designed to flow together. So before we close out the class, we put everything together one time through. We do the full right side and then the full left side. You got one more breath wherever you are. You can skip this final sequence as well by taking any restorative posture. Stay here, breathe in. Stay here, breathe out, just so we're all in the same breaths. Tabletop on your inhale. Right knee to nose, modified core plank, and exhale. Open up to the right, modified half moon, inhale. Eye of the needle, and exhale. We stay here for the inhale, walk the hand forward if you'd like. Exhale through table and sit to your heels. Right hand down, left arm up, breathe in and back bend. Child's pose on your exhale. Table, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out, right leg, inhale, sweep it high. Exhale, runner's lunge. Crescent lunge, inhale, rise. Twist to the right, arms open, and exhale. Left hand down, right arm up, breathe in. Runner's lunge, breathe out. Bump your left foot halfway up and halfway lift on the inhale, fold to pyramid on the exhale. Warrior 3 and fly, breathe in. Standing splits and breathe out. Standing leg is straight, left knee down, bend, or left foot down, sorry, bend the knee, halfway lift, inhale. We twist to the right on the exhale. Stay or play on your inhale and fold on your exhale, adding on big toes to touch, heels apart, chair pose, breathe in, third and final sequence, prayer twist right on your exhale. Left knee lowers to the ground, inhale, modified crescent prayer twist. Exhale, runners, warrior. Pick up your back knee, ground the back foot. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Reverse, warrior 2, breathe in. Wide-legged fold and exhale. Square forward, drop your back knee, breathe in. Half splits and breathe out. Modified crescent, any arms, inhale. Right hand, left foot, if you'd like your quad stretch on your exhale. Pigeon prep is on your inhale, so take it slow. Exhale, pigeon. Inhale, three-legged dog. Vinyasa or downward facing. Inhale, stay here. We'll stay here for the exhale, so we're all on the same breath. Tabletop, breathe in. Left knee to nose and exhale, open up to the left, modified half moon, breathe in. Eye of the needle, twist and exhale. Stay or play on your inhale, walk the hand forward. Exhale through your table and sit to your heels. Left hand down, right arm up, breathe in, back bend. Child's pose for 1 exhale. Tabletop, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out, adding on left leg high, inhale. Step through runners and exhale. Crescent lunge, breathe in. Twist to the left, arms open and exhale. Inhale, right hand down, left arm up. Exhale, runner's lunge. Step your right foot halfway up, halfway lift, breathe in. Fold to pyramid and exhale. Warrior 3. This is kind of like another half lift on your inhale and then fold to standing splits on your exhale. Left leg straight, right foot to the floor and the knee bends. Half lift first on your inhale and then twist on the exhale. Stay or play for your inhalation. And then we untwist and fold, exhale, adding on big toes to touch, chair pose, breathe in. Prayer twist left and exhale. Right knee lowers to the ground, inhalation. Runner's warrior on your exhalation, so hands down, back knee lifts. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Reverse, wide-legged and exhale. Square forward, lower your back knee, breathe in. Half splits and exhale. Modified crescent, back bend, whatever you need. And exhale, you can take your quad stretch if that's in your practice. Pigeon prep on your inhale. And pigeon on your exhale. Three-legged dog, breathe in. Your final vinyasa for today. Beautiful job, everybody. Take a big breath in through the nose, through the mouth, sigh it out. Walk, jump, or float, one final time for today. Half lift, breathe in. Fold and exhale. Let's come all the way down onto our backs. So option here is bridge or full wheel. So we got a couple restorative postures here. 3 breaths wherever you are, 3 more breaths wherever you choose to be. Supportive back bend is great as well. Once you've completed that 3rd breath, you can lower your hips to the ground. Bring the knees into the chest to counter your back bend with a little fold. Let's cross your left thigh on top of your right thigh. And then let your legs fall to the right and look to the left. So that left leg kind of acts like an assist. It kind of pulls you deeper from there. Oh, I lied. Go to the other side. Then you'll get the assist. Keep the legs stacked like this, but legs fall to the other side. I'll match that same thing on the other side, but I want you to feel that. So left leg is kind of assisting the leg and taking you a little bit deeper. Kind of pulls that right leg a little bit deeper.
I'm scared of being alone with me, so I think I'm better off with you tonight.
Bring the legs back through center. So we'll uncross, switch sides, let the legs fall to the left again. Just we'll match exactly what we did on the other side. So 2 breaths on the left. My OCD won't allow that. I have to do it exactly the same. All right, other side, but keep the legs as they are. Bring the legs back through center. We'll finish with a reclined butterfly. This is also your opportunity to take anything else that you need. Extending your arms out long, closing your eyes. final opportunity to practice peace one more time today.
Give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now. All I can taste is this moment. All I can breathe is your light. Sooner or later it's over. I just don't wanna miss you tonight. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Everything's meant to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just need you to know who I am. And you can't fight the tears that ain't coming, or the moment of truth in your lies. Everything feels like the movies. Yeah, we bleed just to know we're alive. Yeah, we bleed just to know we're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think they'd understand. Everything's meant to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just need you to know who I am. All I can taste is this moment, and all I can breathe is your light. Everything feels like the movies. Yeah, you bleed just to know you're alive. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. I just need you to know who I am. And I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. Everything's made to be broken. I just want you to know who I am.
Begin to awaken when you're ready. When you have the space to, you can roll to one side. comfortable seat, hands at your heart, eyes closed, for a final moment of gratitude for showing up today. Together, we'll take a big breath in through the nose, through the mouth, sigh it out. Thank you all for practicing with me for you. The divine light in me honors the divine light in each and every one of you. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful day. Again, my name is Elda, so I'll be subbing for a bit here, and John and I are doing a collaboration on the 18th where I'll be playing live music for his whole class, which we do once a month, which is really fun. So if you guys are interested in that, yeah. Lots of fun stuff on the wall, as you can see all the posters.